Welcome to Sports City Nation, another Wednesday episode. We're joined by Jeff from Sports with Balls. We got to talk through tanking. Who's tanking worst, the NBA, the NFL, or Wendy's?
I got a great new segment. Who said it? AI or TI?
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. By idiots, for idiots.
This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation on this lovely Wednesday. There's a heat wave all over the country. Didn't find T.I., but he is at least out in the studio, out in his barn. So that's good. It's not too cold.
Hey, we're almost at 50. We're almost at 50. I'll take it.
Yeah. So we got our pal from Sports with the Balls, Jeff Michael. And here's the topic for today. I really want to talk through some ideas. I think we can solve world hunger. And the way that we do that is that we find out how to stop teams from tanking. I think people in Somalia will have food if we can figure this out. So here's the deal. We know the Utah Jazz were fined $1, right? It's the equivalent of someone fining us $1 is what they were fined basically for literally tanking. And in the NFL, we saw, we talked before the show, like situations like Kyler Murray, it's obvious that he's healthy and they're just not playing him, so they can get a better draft pick, things like this. And let's start with the NBA, Jeff. So when was your first memory of a team that was not fielding a full squad, where you're like, I don't know if the term tanking was around when the first time you saw it happen, but what's your first memory in the NBA of tanking? Do you have one?
Man, I don't. I would. It's probably 10 years ago, right? Because I think it started becoming more prevalent. I think that it was sort of understood before the draft lottery changed, right? A while back. And they had the ping pong balls and all the stuff go down. Like there's been different changes in the NBA over the courses of years to try to stop certain things like this, right? Or to at least make it more interesting. And what they've done on the flip side of that is make it less interesting now because you're always trying to get a leg up. Whether you guys want to say the Astros, with their cheating. Like if you're not cheating, you're not trying. That's the old adjective in sports, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the Utah
Yeah.
Jazz were cheating, but this has been an epidemic for a while now, and it's just happened over the last few years where it's blatantly obvious. Like, I mean, it is just like, wow, really? Like, I'm pretty sure, like you said, Kyler Murray, but didn't another Murray get traded and he hasn't even played yet and he had a sprained ankle in the NBA? It's been one thing after another as far as the NBA is concerned, where they need to fix things like this whole the play-in tournament, right? They're trying to try to spruce up the playoffs a little bit, so they came up with a play-in tournament. Then they have the mid-season tournament. Now it's like tanking is a problem. Like I've said this over and over and over again. There was a commissioner that was a commissioner of the NBA who passed away not too long ago that people hated. And man, right now, they would love to have David Stern back in the NBA.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about a dude who vetoed the Chris Paul trade. It was like, nah, that's not fair to the rest of the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, dude had
That's
the balls to call it like it was. You're right about that. Adam Silver he has no backbone. He is no silverback gorilla. We'll say that. He is a pushover.
There you go.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, the Jazz were blatant obvious. They definitely, last year were just like tanking all get out. And then this year, little did they know that Jaren Jackson Jr. was going to have knee surgery. I mean, talk about a fleecing by the Grizzlies there. But, they pull off this massive trade for Jaren Jackson, and then he plays like 3 games, and it's like, oh, he's out for the season. So now, the Jazz are going to end up with another terrible record. And this time, I don't even think they're trying to tank. I think they're just going to be that bad. So, but it doesn't matter whether it's NBA, whether it's NFL, whether it's, look at the Rockies are just really bad, but there's somebody out there that probably says the Rockies are tanking,
In baseball, it's just way too hard. There's so many games.
What's funny about the NBA though? I just now remembered this. Like, didn't Oklahoma City Thunder win the championship last year? And don't they have the most first round draft picks?
I think so.
I mean,
for sure.
So somebody from the Utah Jazz needs to call whoever's the GM of the Oklahoma City Thunder and be like, what are y'all doing? Like, there's different ways to go about this, right? Like, there's no way on this show, this specific show, Sports Idiot Nation, that I'm going to be able to solve world hunger by, obviously with, stopping the tanking issue.
Do we have enough time for that? I don't know.
We got 26 more minutes. No.
Yeah. If they could just solve it in Denver, maybe it'd be all right. Sorry,
Smoke
Denver.
more weed. Smoke
Damn,
more weed, bro.
Hey, we just hammered Colorado twice, dude. Like,
that's how you do it. And you just smoke some more green. Drive through Taco Bell. Drive through Taco Bell's open at 4 a.m. There you go.
And that's our show, folks.
Get your munchies on.
That's fun.
So here's what my thing is. So for the NBA, the way to stop tanking, what the league would say is you are not guaranteed the first pick. So that's one thing that I want to talk through. In the NFL, it's the opposite. In the NBA, those ping pong balls, whether it's rigged, whatever, but you are not guaranteed. It's happened a bunch of times where a team, the Cavs or something, they tank and then they don't get it, or, they have gotten it like 3 times in the last, 20 years. But that's already should be the thing that happens where it's like, okay, we can't tank because we might end up with the 6th pick and we're by far the worst team, right? But obviously it's not deterring enough teams. So like, what is another thing that the NBA, if they had a backbone, if they could fix the All-Star game, we talked about that a little bit a couple days ago, if they could do things, what's something that jumps out to you where, and this could be ridiculous, it could be whatever, but what's something that you think can be done?
It'll be ridiculous. Come on, what's the name of this show? I'm going to go out on a limb. Look, you can't, when we're taking the game a chance with the ping pong balls, like unless you're giving them less amount of options of ping pong balls or whatever, or their percentages of, odds, which how can you do that? You really can't at that point. So maybe, and just maybe, the NBA is so different from the NFL. You can't be like, okay, we're going to find you draft picks. Because, some teams might have 2 draft picks at all in the entire draft. Some teams may have 3 draft picks. Let's be real. It's not going, 7 rounds plus. So maybe if you are caught tanking, maybe you're opening the season with a negative win total. It's like, okay, well, hey, you've been caught tanking. You've been proved to been tanking. Guess what? You're opening the season at -5-0, and you're automatically
5-0.
Yeah.
Or 5-0, because if you're trying to tank, wins would be.
But we're talking about the season after, where it's they're trying to actually compete at that point. So I don't know. The NBA is different. NFL, I think it's an easy fix. It's just like, hey man, we're gonna dock your draft picks. We're gonna dock, maybe a 2nd rounder from you. Maybe you
think it's way harder in the NFL to tank. Those dudes are out there. You cannot not play 100% in the NFL. You'll get hurt like really, really fast.
And totally, I totally agree. But another thing too that the NBA in the last 5-6 years has been the hot topic is load management. And a lot of teams will use the load management excuse as an opportunity to mail one in. And that to me is so crazy because there's so many different dynamics to that we've talked about before, where it's like, let's be real, you got NBA fan, young NBA fan, or NBA family that they save up all their money. Maybe the blue collar mom and dad saving up all their money, I know it happens in Memphis a lot. They'll get the tickets to see the Lakers because their kid wants to see LeBron. And then what happens when that game rolls around? It's load management. LeBron's not playing. Meanwhile, this blue-collar family is taking all of their money they saved up to get maybe like fifth-row seats or something like that to treat Junior to a game. And so there's just so many dynamics to the NBA where it's like it's not just the tanking issue. It's the load management. There's so many variables to it. And
so that's what I was bringing up earlier.
Yeah, I mean, team can use load management as an excuse to tank.
Sure, yeah.
And nobody can say anything about it, So yeah, it's the NBA has got a lot of issues on their hands. We already joked about the dunk contest and the All-Star game, All-Star weekend, just not what it was. So I mean, the NBA is definitely the forefront of the tanking epidemic for sure. But I don't know, man. Like I said, start off with negative wins to me is like a start.
But I'll tell you what, so I've pulled up the top 3 tanking players, or the 3 players received from tanking. I guess you guys can name one of them for sure. Let's see if y'all can get all 3. And Adam, to your point, the first major one was in 1996-97. This was when tank. There you go. Boom. Tim Duncan was the first player that was received from the Spurs. Went 20-62. So they tanked on purpose because Tim Duncan was available. Obviously, they took him, number 1 draft pick. The second one was in 2003, where teams were tanking for a certain player who we all know now has been 22 years in the league. LeBron James. The Cavs went 17-65 in 2003. They tanked to get him. I'm sure there were other teams that tanked too. They would get more than 17 wins. And the last one, the 2009 draft. The Warriors went, I don't know what the record was then, but they drafted Steph Curry. Because they were absolutely terrible. And, of course, we all know what happened after that. The other one, the most recent one, 2014, Joel Embiid was drafted after some tanking. Those are your 4 kind of like...
The Sixers have done it like 4 times in the last 10 years.
I mean, because I was wondering if it works.
I mean, you can still say that even the Spurs to get Wemby. I mean, come on. I think there was a little bit of we're going to suck a little bit because we know who's coming in because Wemby is a generational talent. I mean, he's going to redefine the entire game for years to come. We're already seeing it. So, I mean, the Spurs are culprits,
I watched 0 All-Star events this over the weekend, by the way. But did y'all see? I saw a highlight this morning where Giannis had his kids in the locker room. Wemby walks by Giannis's locker and says, "What's up?" to Giannis's kids. They turn around and look at Giannis and go, "Are you better than him?" It's like, damn. And he was like, 1,000 times I was like, oh my Lord, that's hysterical. I do like Wemby.
That's like that. It's like that Dave Chappelle bit where he talks about how his kid wanted to go see Kevin Hart. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Yeah,
and he's like, what? I'm Dave Chappelle. I'm funny as fuck. He's like, yeah, I want to go see Kevin Hart. Then he wants to get like a Kevin Hart jersey, and he's like, no, I'm not buying that. Kevin Hart gives him the jersey, like looking at Dave, like, yeah, you like that, don't you? And he's back there like eating the buffet, and his kid's like eating all this food up like he's starving. He's like, man, you ain't starving. Like, come on, you make it look like I haven't been feeding you,
Hey, so listen, T.I., to your point, when you talked about there needs to be, something like you start off with a negative, whatever, but negative wins. But here's the thing. It's like, I brought up those 4 points because does tanking work? Man, sometimes, but honestly, the odds are probably against you. Most of the time it doesn't work because not only do you have to have a generational player available to tank, right? You also have to draft correctly, right? That's another huge thing. And you have to build around that player correct. There's a lot of moving parts there. Now, tanking can also set your franchise back 10 years, right? If you draft wrong, then boom. I mean, there's plenty of teams that have tried to tank and then just, bam, bam, bam. They get down the shitter for about 10 years, and that in itself
Yeah.
is sort of like a punishment. So I think it's not necessarily a tanking. It's that how do you stop it from being so blatant and obvious? That is
Right.
probably the issue, right? Like
Healthy
it's
scratches.
Yeah.
When guys are
and load
healthy
load
and you're not
management
playing
stuff
them.
like that for sure.
I mean, yeah, you talk about having a draft right for sure. Memphis Grizzlies is a perfect example. In the
Yeah.
draft that they drafted Hasheem Thabeet, they passed on James Harden
Oh,
and Steph
God.
Curry. I mean,
There you go.
you know,
Exactly.
I
So you
mean,
have to
and
have things
it's
in
like,
places.
yeah. I mean, I still have nightmares about that. I still lay up in bed at night staring at the ceiling like, Hasheem Thabeet, really? Could have drafted fucking Steph Curry or James Harden, and you drafted Hasheem Thabeet,
Yeah, so
But
it's not
look,
like the
at the
tanking.
time, that they thought that was the move. I mean, he dominated.
So that's what I
college,
mean by
and
drafting
he was
correctly,
big.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot
for
of
sure.
moving parts there, right? Like, okay, Memphis is a prime example of team that has tanked and just, I mean, whiffed, and they have been in the shitter for a long time because of it, right? So it's like before you tank, like you need a good GM, like you know what I'm saying? Like you need a good management around you, like something. There's a lot of things, and that's why it's not necessarily the tanking. I'll go back to what I said at the beginning of the show. Like if you're not cheating, you're not trying. That's any sport. That's any sport. We all know that. Like it's just that's been prevalent since sports began a long time ago, man. But like you have to like. I think it's more in the NBA's part of not making it so. The reason Utah was fined was because it was just blatant and as shit. Like I mean, it was just like okay, we're gonna go ahead and sit this guy. Oh, this one's hurt. I mean, it. And I don't even think they got hit hard enough. But now it's like becoming
No,
so
they didn't.
obvious. It's like, okay, how are we going to kind of hide this where it's not so obvious? You talked about Jackson Jr. needing surgery. Does he really need surgery? Well, who knows? Like, who knows if he actually needs surgery or rest? Like,
Yeah.
so.
I mean, the
It may,
Raiders with Max Crosby this past offseason, they're like,
yeah.
he's got to have knee surgery. And meanwhile, he's out there shooting hoops, sharing video of himself.
Dunking,
No, I'm
whatever.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I want to play the game, but they won't let me.
And he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, he's out of there for sure.
And in the
So I don't know if
NFL,
it's
it
as
is
much.
easier to
Go
tank.
ahead.
I was just gonna say in the NFL, it is easier because what we talked about. You do get the number one pick. That's the way they do it.
Yeah.
Like throw ping pong balls up there for the bottom 5 maybe, or for the bottom 10. I don't know, or the non-playoff
The NFL has a
teams.
problem though because there's so many swing and misses in the draft. It's unbelievable, dude. Like, because it's all quarterbacks, right? I mean, it just we all know who's going number one this year. Like, you already know. It's not even an issue. You already know who the Raiders are drafting. Like, here we go, dude. That guy could be a complete bust. You have no clue because it goes back to the right offensive coordinator in the NFL, at least, right? You have to have the right offensive coordinator, the right head coach, the right system for that quarterback, right? T.I. brought up Memphis a little bit ago. You didn't have the right coach. You didn't have the right system. You didn't have the right players around him, right? There's a lot of moving parts there. It's just a matter of hiding it to where the public doesn't feel like they're getting like shafted. Like T.I. said a second ago, like in Memphis, or when LeBron James comes in town or whatever, they just sit these players and these kids are going there to see them and they don't play. And that's ridiculous. And that shouldn't be the way it is. And that's really what they're trying to stop from happening, is like putting competitive basketball on the court, and because some of these teams, there's 8 teams in the NBA from the very beginning of the season that have no shot of making the playoffs, like at all, 0. Like it's just the bottom, or let's just say 6, the bottom 3 from each conference. From the beginning of the season, they're not going to make it, right? So you can just take 6 teams out of it from the get go, and that's kind of shitty. That's what you need to get away from.
For sure.
There almost needs to be I heard someone say you have them play at the end for the number 1 pick. And here's the hilarious thought.
That would be great.
Can you imagine a player who's like, it's his 5th year, he doesn't know if he's going to get picked up next year, and now he's told that if he competes really hard and they win, hooray, they get the number 1 pick. Like, imagine you're in your 5th year, you're 27 years old, and there's some 19-year-old phenom that's coming up that maybe be the first pick, and you're like, all right, so if I play really hard, we get this guy, and he could maybe
And I lose
kick
my
me
job.
out. Yeah, like that's still a dumb idea, because now the score would be like, in an NBA game, it'd be like 17 to 16. Like, they would be just missing on purpose, and you would tank the game. Like, no one wants the first pick.
Remember
Like,
how
that
dumb
was
it
a
was?
real
We thought
suggestion.
that. Remember how dumb it was? We thought that the MLB having the All-Star game decided by a home run challenge at the end, and how
Oh
incredible was
god.
that? Like, that was
Oh my god, dude.
fantastic, dude. Like, so I have no problem with the worst teams having a worst team tournament. I don't give a shit. Like, I mean, dude, that sounds good. Like, put the Nets, the Wizards, the Jazz, the Pelicans, the Kings, and the Grizzlies all in a tournament, and like, y'all duke it out for the number 1 pick. Because then I bet you'll see some competitive basketball, and nobody's sitting on those games. So, like, let's go.
Yeah, dude, I'm for that. I'm for that for sure.
Who's winning? If the Kings, the Pelicans, the Grizzlies, the Wizards, and the Nets.
Oh man, I mean, if we're talking about
the
this
Nets.
season, I gotta go with the Grizz because they at least still are competing out there. Those other teams, I don't know so much. Pelicans, maybe Pelicans. They've got a decent roster. I don't know. Kings are a mess. Wizards are a mess. I mean, we hear they are trading for, the brow Anthony Davis, and he's not even going to be playing for them. I mean, well,
He might at the end of the year. They
three
said.
games.
Whatever that means. Is that tanking? Maybe he's fully healthy. Well, he's never fully healthy. So what am I saying?
Molly, you guys are a
Eyebrows.
walking piece of glass.
Yeah, his eyebrow is fully healthy. That's about it.
Yeah.
The Sacramento Kings currently are the worst team in the NBA with 12 wins, followed up by the Wizards with 14, the Pelicans with 15, Pacers and Nets both have 15 as well. Then you have the Jazz at 18, and then you go with your Grizzlies at 20. Mavericks are in there too. We all knew the Mavericks would be like that, though. But look, they've got a rising young star, so nobody really is jumping down their throat.
Flag.
But,
was him. They lucked
Flag
out getting the first pick.
Flag is balling.
Yeah.
Flag is balling. The highlights I saw the other night, man, he was balling, man.
Kid's
he was
good.
Scoring.
Kid's good.
He was scoring every which way he wanted to. He was up and unders layups. I mean, hitting threes. Like he's a baller, man. He's a baller. I like him.
Yeah.
I like his style of play for
No
sure.
one is shocked.
Yeah.
We on this very show we talked about him 2 years ago, that he was in high school, got called to play against Team USA, and was like going at it with Kawhi Leonard and holding his own. We're like, okay, well, obviously he's going to Duke. We got to keep an eye on him, and he's exactly, what we thought. But
here's the thing.
Go ahead and crown his ass.
I'll go back to what we were talking about earlier with Adam Silver. He has he does not surround himself with good decision makers. I think what he does is listen to ex-players instead of like people that know what the hell they're talking about when it comes to marketing and business and stuff like that. Because like, if you go through all his interviews, he talks to all the ex-players about what should be done. Like, look, those guys are not like, I don't think that David Stern ever played a quarter in the NBA, but he knows what he's talking about when it comes to business. Like, I don't know if he surrounded himself with the right people to make really conscious decisions. Like I said earlier, you got the play-in tournament for the playoffs, and then this mid-season tournament, the All-Stars shenanigans have turned into an absolute disaster. And then it's just, man, he needs to surround himself with people that know what they're doing. Like, call the NFL or call whoever, MLB, or the people that know how to do marketing and stuff like that. Because again, I don't think it's the actual tanking. I think it's that it's so prevalent and so like in front of your face that's what people really, really don't want to see. And that's just bad for the game in general. The NBA has already taken some knocks as far as like, it's not the same as it used to be. The traveling, the carrying the ball. We've seen players just do ridiculous things. Yeah, no defense. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff to kind of work on, right? And I just, I think that the tanking, like, oh, we're gonna find the Utah Jazz. Well, I don't think that's gonna help one bit, dude. Like, but if you think that's gonna do it, whatever. Would they find him 10 grand or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, like
yeah,
$1. It'd be
it's like
finding
when
us
they
$1.
like when they sent Martha Stewart to jail. Like, we're gonna prove a point. Like, yeah, come on, man.
That's a good
I
one.
mean, I think there's
pretty solid.
some other people that probably should have went to jail before Martha Stewart. But hey, it is what it is.
That's a solid comparison right there. I like it.
Martha Stewart, dude, has the audacity in her documentary to admit that she cheated on her husband before he cheated on her, but it was just a one-time thing, and it was in Paris, and it was just a night of passion, and that it didn't count. But when he did it, he was a jerk. She like that. Like, get out of here, Martha. Like, go hang with Snoop Dogg. You're a weirdo. All right, let's shift to the NFL. The NFL, because of the way that the games are played, and the rosters are so crazy different compared to just having 12 to 15 guys on the NBA roster. It is way easier to kind of tank and to say this guy's injured or we're going to hold him out or whatever, but you still want to feel, if you're a fan of your team, that they are trying to win games. But then there is that mode that says, well, maybe we should tank. Are fans more lenient on the NFL to say, well, no, I do want to tank because, look, we're not going to make the Super Bowl. If we make a wild card, we're going to get blasted. Then we just get a crappy draft pick because now we're drafting number 21, and that's stupid. So we might as well put all of the backups in, let them get hammered, see what player shines from the backups, lose, be competitive, lose by 3, lose by 7, and now we're in the top 5. Now, there's an argument that fans have that's like, I'd rather have that. Is that...
Yeah, because if you go through the teams in the NFL, man, like, honestly, there's only probably 2 teams that, and it's like I said, it's harder to tank in the NFL because you have to play 100%. You will get hurt, like really, really hurt if you don't play 100%.
Yeah.
Like, only 2 teams really tanked. Number 1 being the Arizona Cardinals. They did 100%. They could have put in Kyler a long time ago. Even the beginning of the season, they did not. But I think that relationship was fractured a long time ago. The Raiders and the Jets, I think, were the only other teams that really, like, you can't even say the Titans tanked. They were just trying to play their quarterback. I mean, they didn't know what they have. They're out there just trying stuff out. That's not necessarily tanking, right? You're still playing your top players.
The Jets definitely tanked because they didn't get an interception all year. They definitely tanked. They're like, nope. Like, they had opportunities. They let the ball go. Like, that's like, what the hell, man? How do you not get an interception?
Whoops.
And your coach is Aaron Glenn. Your coach is a DB. Your coach is Aaron Glenn. Like,
that is one of the most amazing stats of the football season. There's always crazy stats, like, especially in baseball, whatever. But that stat, I forget how much money you would have won if you put it from the, like, not one pick the whole year. Like, what the, like, really?
Yeah, unbelievable. And then how about this? This was a hilarious joke. This shows they were tanking. They're the only team this year, all offensive linemen started every game. And that's obviously tanking because that's how bad they were.
Wild.
That's tanking because they suck so bad. They should have sat out.
It's different. It's different in the NFL. So here you go. Here, like, in the NFL, it's different because your fans still show up and watch the game, and your players still play. Right? In the NBA, it's the complete opposite. You show up and you've got 5 guys on the floor you've never heard of. And that's not what you came and, like, to watch. You know what I'm saying? In the NFL, you at least are going to watch your stars.
Yeah, you got G leaguers up there on the field for sure. Yeah, you're
Obviously, I
not
don't think
calling.
the NFL has a problem with that, as and I think this is masking a bunch of the NBA's other issues, like if you will, like oh, tanking. That man, look, you've got way more problems than tanking. The load management thing is, and I take that on. Ti hit it dead on a little bit ago. That's part of this. That is all. This is lumped in with that whole entire thing, man. So, how do you solve it? That's the question from the beginning of the show, man. I don't know. I really don't. Like if there was a stat I looked at the other day, or a sheet I looked at, but the players that are already not eligible for the postseason awards, and it is
LeBron,
unbelievable the list of
Giannis,
stars. Oh yeah, they're
Steph
all not
Curry.
even available.
It's
Jokic, none of them are available for postseason awards. The postseason awards show is going to be full of people we have no clue who these people are. We're gonna be
yeah,
like,
like the dunk
what? Who's he
contest.
play for?
The guys from the dunk contest. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like what are you talking
yeah.
about? So obviously, whatever he implemented did not work. These players don't give a shit if they get postseason awards, if they're an all star, if they're anything, dude. They don't care, man.
It's true.
Player run league.
I mean,
That's
we know that just by the trades that happen and shit. They're just like,
yeah.
in the NFL, they're like, "Hey, I want to be traded." They're like, "Okay, that's cool. Maybe we'll entertain that idea 4 years from now." The NBA are like, "I want to go to this team right now." It's like, "Okay, we'll go ahead and facilitate that deal." And meanwhile, they're going to re-sign you to a max contract.
Yeah. Sir,
I
would you
mean,
like 100 million with that? No problem.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the NBA is so crazy. We see it every year just with free agency. We're like, there are guys you never heard of in your life getting max contracts. You're like, what in the hell is going on, man? But yeah, NFL. I agree. The NFL, like if it's automatic, it's like, hey, well, you had the worst record, you're going to get the first pick. You got 52 men on the roster, 53, whatever it is. I mean, it's a lot easier to mask if you're actually trying to tank. But the NBA is so blatantly obvious.
So Chat GPT says, so you guys asked how do you solve it? Here you go. This is AI, not TI. This is AI. And by the way,
Close.
that's a new segment. That's a new segment for the show. AI or TI. There you go.
Who said it? Yeah. Who said? Yeah. Yeah.
Who said it?
said
AI
this?
or
Great.
TI?
That's great. That's great.
All right.
Solid work. Solid work.
Let's see. Make lottery odds based on a rolling 2 to 3 year record, not just 1 year. Not a bad idea. That's all right. When to improve your pick. Once teams are out, losing becomes optimal. After a team is mathematically eliminated, their draft position should be influenced by wins after elimination. Oh, now
Now you have to
that's
try
an
hard.
idea.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's almost like the
Not
tournament.
bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Man, look, we're coming. Look, we're solving this right now. Like somebody tag Adam Silver in this episode. Let's go.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Somalia.
Minimum appearance. Yeah, there you go.
Somalia.
Oh man. Soft tank the rest, and then it goes into the rest thing. But hey, man, I really like that. That one, the win to improve your pick. So after you are eliminated, the more wins you
Dude.
get, you can improve your pick. So there you go. That's my answer.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
I like
I wonder,
I like it.
man, just
Who
to
said
keep
it?
track of all
AI
that.
or Ti? That's
Yeah.
Don't
I
know,
like it.
guys. Have to tune in
All right.
in next week to find out.
Boom.
Here is the question of the night. I'm going to leave you guys with who will come back better faster? The following NFL teams or Wendy's, the franchise Wendy's. All right, so you got the Saints, the Browns, the Falcons, the Jets. All right, who's going to come back better faster? Those NFL teams or Wendy's? Because Wendy's all over, like a third of the Wendy's exist. And I've been told they're coming back. A stronger Baconator. I don't know what is happening, but who comes back faster? Seriously.
And
I
then I gotta say,
mean,
I'm taking NFL, brother. I think Wendy's may be done, man.
Do you
dude,
think?
I gotta,
I don't think the
yeah,
Frosty can keep him in play, dude. I just don't think it's gonna work.
yeah. You're gonna need
They've
more
tried
flavors than
everything.
Frosty.
Wendy's has tried everything, dude. Like,
You're
Remember
gonna
their breakfast?
dude,
No
Dave,
one went to
Dave, the
Wendy's for
founder, Dave.
breakfast.
Y'all remember Dave? Like, where's Dave or whatever thing they did? Like, I mean, dude,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
uh, they've tried a bunch, man. Wendy's just they couldn't hold on, dude.
Maybe
I'm going NFL.
Wendy's, maybe Wendy's should partner with Victor Wimbiana, and they'll be Wimbies, and then they can
Wimbies.
get a resurgence. No, I gotta
So
agree with Jeff, man. All the Wendy's around me, there's only one left, and
That's
yeah,
gone.
5 years ago there were 4 of them within a 10-minute drive to my house. Now there's only
yeah,
one.
same, bro,
Um,
same in
a lot of
Indiana.
them have turned into weed dispensaries. I mean, which was the Frosties come in handy if you got you got a weed
Yeah, I'm about to
dispensary down the
say, well, you
street.
could just split.
You
You could just
get a
split
Frosty,
it.
But yeah, but man, growing up, man, back in the '90s and shit, man, we were like, yeah, it was on Friday night, it's like, all right, where are we gonna go? Let's go to McDonald's, whatever. But man, once or twice, the week it was like,
You
man, let's
mix
go
it
hit
up.
up Wendy's. Dude, Wendy's was good.
Yeah.
Wendy's was really good. Their burgers were great, fries were great. They had a little section with the greenhouse and the plants hanging, in the little corner
Yeah, man.
area. Yeah, man, it's sad, but
Ziggy
man, it's
size.
even the one that's still around next to me is like, it's very.
You don't want to go
very
there. You
suspect.
look at it, you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. How much are they paying that manager? That's not good. Guys, listen, before we get off, quick shout out to Robert Duvall, man. This is a sports show. That guy played some incredible characters. Rest in peace, Robert Duvall. Good guy. And because, look, one of my favorite movies of all time, Days of Thunder. My son is actually named after Cole Trickle on Days of Thunder. I named him Cole because of Cole Trickle from that movie. So,
Wow.
big fan of Robert Duvall. I heard they're going to make a Days of Thunder 2. I was hoping he would hang on because I loved his character in that. But yeah, man, Robert Duvall was a great guy. Played a few different sports movies, man, for sure.
Yeah, great actor for sure. And Days of Thunder, great
95.
movie. You're right about that.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to try to downplay Tom Cruise because he's a little crazy. But man, if you just go and look at that dude's IMDb, you're just like
Unbelievable. One of my favorite actors of all time, for sure.
His movies are you're just like, Jesus, I forgot he was in that movie. I forgot he was that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, holy shit, man. Dude is just so legendary, Even his
Baller.
misses are still hits,
We need to do we need to do a show about movies because we'd probably get on. We'd have a whole. This would go on for a while.
Well, we're gonna have to figure out a lot of shit to talk about for the next 3 months. So I think
we'll do one sports
find a
show.
way that happens,
Sports movie show. There we go.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Jeff, the reason why we have a Turtles Idiot Nation page is because we basically were talking about Ninja Turtles for like 15 straight episodes. We found a way to
And we're like,
filter it in, and then as a joke, we were like, let's just start Turtles Idiot Nation. And it's already well over 6,000 followers. So I mean,
That was a great plug, Ti. That was a great plug.
yeah,
6,000 followers, bro. Like, that is wild, man.
6.2, pushing 6.2. Follow Turtles Idiot Nation. Thank you.
Turtles
Idiot
Nation.
Secret of the Ooze is back in the theaters next month in spring break in 4K.
Yep.
Make sure you check it out.
Which, if you have not checked out Turtles Idiot Nation, by the way, it's just T.I. posting pictures of his toys on his grass. That's all it is, which is fantastic.
And memes, and old ads. I like to find old ads and old commercials.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Be sure, but while you're following all of us in the Idiot Nation, in the Idiot Verse, you also follow Mr. Jeff Michaels, Sports with Balls.
Absolutely.
Be sure to check him out. He does go live as well, so be sure to check him out. Friend of the show. Thanks for hanging out always.
Love the show, guys.
He's our fifth Beatle, man. He is our adopted son of the Sports Idiot Nation.
He's
we
our
love having
best.
him. I text him all the time. Hey, man, you available tonight? We'd love to have you.
For sure.
So yeah, we love having you here, brother. You're good at what you do, and we respect you highly, man.
Appreciate you,
Yep.
fellas, as always, man. You
Of
guys
course.
rock, and keep doing the good. Keep fighting the good fight. We'll do it again soon.
Yep, trying to. New episodes of Sports Idiot Nation come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means we will see you Friday. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
You would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.